Hi, this is Dr. Ani Hamrick, a former English professor who is now in computer science, and welcome to my crash course on technical writing for computer science. This is video 2, technical description documents. And in this video, we will take a brief look at what technical descriptions are, the importance of objectivity, at the different elements of a technical description document, strategies for writing a successful technical description, and I also link to a couple of examples of successful technical descriptions. So let's jump right in. What are technical descriptions? They are essential in workplace writing. They ensure that readers understand the full meaning of any technical document. And it often includes a technical definition first, which then is followed by the description itself, which must answer the questions: what does the product look like? What are its parts? What does it do? How does it work? How does it happen in a case of the descriptions of processes? You, as the technical writer, should assume that most readers will not be familiar with the product or process you are describing. And you should also carefully consider what you want the readers to learn and why you think they need to know it. And technical descriptions should be objective, in other words, based on fact, as opposed to subjective or based on feeling. So you, as the technical writer, must present an impartial view and filter out any personal impressions. And you can maintain that objectivity by always providing details that are visual as opposed to emotional, and also by using precise and informative language. I know that we talked about what technical descriptions are, why they are important, and the importance of objectivity with technical descriptions. Let's take a look at the different elements, the different parts of a technical description document. You want to start with a title, which should be clear and limiting, and that should promise exactly what the document will deliver. That title will then be followed by the introduction, and the introduction should orient the reader as to exactly what to expect in the rest of the document. The introduction should then be followed by your actual description. And before you write the description, you should choose the sequence or the organizational pattern that's most consistent with your purpose. And you have 3 main options. Option number 1 for your sequencing is spatial, which deals with how something looks, in this case, a product. And in this case, you would follow the same pattern as those that would view the object. So for example, top to bottom, left to right, inside to outside, and so on. Option number 2 for sequencing is functional, which deals with how something works. And in this case, you would describe the workings of the device or product in the order in which they function. And option 3 for sequencing is chronological, which deals with how something is assembled or how it works. And in this case, you would follow the order in which the parts are assembled or the order in which the stages in the process you're describing occur. You also have another option, which would combine multiple sequences when needed. You also want to make sure to provide visuals to enhance and clarify your prose descriptions whenever needed. And that would often come in the form of explanatory diagrams. After providing your title, your introduction, the actual description using appropriate sequencing, you want to close with a conclusion. And ideally, your conclusion should provide a brief summary of the document as a whole. It should be concise and should not introduce any new information. It should also ideally provide the reader with a sense of finality, a sense of closure. Now that we talked about the different elements of a successful description document, let's talk about some basic strategies for success. You should definitely do your research and take a look at the product or process that you are describing. You should do the same thing with your audience. You should analyze their background, the knowledge that they're bringing to the table, their motivations, and so on. You should also analyze your purpose or what you are trying to accomplish with your document. As already mentioned, it is important to maintain objectivity and be concise. You should also include all necessary parts and, as already discussed, incorporate visuals. I linked to a couple of examples of successful description documents in the comments, so please feel free to explore those. This concludes video 2 in my crash course, Technical Description Documents. Thank you for your time, and I hope to see you in video 3, Instruction Set Documents.